People in my Guild Wars 2 chat always tell me, Darrens, how do you make so much gold? You gamble every day and you always lose. You're always doing fashion contests and giving loads of gold to the winners, but you always seem to have a lot of gold in your account. And honestly, I don't play that much lately. But the answer is always the same. I craft and sell legendaries. At the end of the day, every one of the materials that you get in Guild Wars 2 just playing any sort of mode can be transformed into legendaries. And because just doing the conversion from these materials that you already have into a legendary gives you like 600 gold profit, it's an absolute no-brainer. So in this video, I want to go through how you can do it, even as a new player, how to not get stressed during it, and the big pitfall that makes a lot of people unable to do this. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning, and let's get into it. So the big way I make gold is building and then selling legendary weapons. It can be Generation 3 legendaries, it can be the new one from Visions of Eternity, it can be the one from Yanther Wilds, or any Generation 1 legendary from Core that you can make even as free-to-play. Now we're going for these ones because they are the only legendaries you can actually sell to other players, and you essentially transform a lot of account buy items that are very expensive, plus other items that you get through your gameplay normally, into loads and loads of gold. Sadly, Generation 2 legendaries you can't really sell, so these ones are outside of the question, but any other legendary weapon you will be able to do. Now, the investment in gold that you will need to make any of these legendaries is pretty big, but you're gonna essentially duplicate whatever investment you put in, which is the good part about this, and why this is so effective. Even the ones that I would recommend you to craft will cost you around 1300 gold in materials to make. And yeah, you will make a profit, but you need to get the cost first. And I know what you're gonna say, making a legendary is super expensive. And it is, but it's way easier to do the first one now. The Wizard Vault already gives you an insane amount of gold and materials that you will need to make your legendary. And any content you do in the game, whether it's PvP, Wars World, or even raids, fractals, open world, everything will give you just so much gold. And if you don't believe me, let's go through the materials you usually need for this legendaries. Thankfully, Guild Wars 2 is very nice giving you all these materials. So if we go through, for example, Generation 3 legendaries, most of the things can just be acquired through play. Mystic Clovers, for example, you can get from the currency vendors from PvP, War vs. World, Strikes, and Raids, and you can get multiple of them a week. The Mystic Coins that you require to get these Mystic Clovers, you can easily get them from the Wizard's Vault. The Gift of Battle that you need in order to make your Gifts of the Mists, you do it through playing War vs. World, and that will also give you Mystic Clovers. And if you really like War vs. World, you can continue and doing other reward tracks that you've never done, that don't have this repeatable on them, and they're not the dungeon ones, and you can get yourself 7 of these Mystic Clovers every time, which takes the Gifts of Battle, the Gift of War, as you're gonna get Memories of Battle that you can transform into the Gift of War, and the Mystic Clovers instantly out of the question. And it's super easy, as you can just go into the camps, do them once every 10 minutes, and get yourself the entirety of the reward track just very passively, or you can actually play the game, kill some people, and, well, have fun. You can do the same thing in PvP as well with the reward tracks and get a lot of Mystic Clovers for free. The best thing, this gives you the currency that you can use to transform Mystic Coins into Mystic Clovers from the weekly vendors at the same time. The Wars World Mystic Clover vendor is called Dugan, and it's in every one of the front lines. Unless Borderlands, there we go. The PvP one is here, called the League vendor. The raid one is here, Basic Managed Exchange Operative. There we go, Mystic Clovers. And for strikes, you can go to the Eye of the North here to get it from Crystallographer Smoxy. There's other options as well in Lion's Arch, Arborstone, and in the Wizard's Tower, but you can just choose the one that you like the most. And of course, fractals give you also Mystic Clovers, and also a lot of gold, which is a great thing for you to use that gold for whatever you are missing. But now look at this. Of the 1300 gold that we required to make this legendary, just by getting the Mystic Clovers, we already have cut on 300 gold from that. The other big chunk of gold that you're going to have to spend is in gifts of condensed might and magic. That comes from the gift of claws and all these other materials that, well, come from claws and all these other materials. And this will be expensive. But there's so many different ways of getting them. Just playing the game passively will give you these items. You can buy them with laurels. Buying the heavy or medium ones are the best ones in terms of gold. Although this changes all the time because of the market, so just check which one is more expensive. Doing any Living World Season 4 content will give you Bottle Magic that you can use for trophy shipments. Doing any Icebrood Saga will give you ice shards that you can transform into Volatile Magic by buying the currency and consuming it. If you do Rifts or Convergences, you can get yourself essences that you can transform into Tyrant Self's Defense Seals. Go to the Sylvander in Eye of the North and buy a lot of these ones that also give you a lot of these materials. And the rest you can just keep dropping from just playing the game normally. That's the beauty about Guild Wars 2. Everything just leads you into the same place, making legendaries. Everything that you do will give you progress in this manner. And if you're running low, you can always just use the money that you got from whatever type of content you're doing and buy the rest that you're missing. And now look at this, the gift of condensed magic and might, boom, they are gone. 200 gold less to up to a 500 gold cut out of the 1300. And the best part is that now a lot of the things are kind of account bound and don't require a lot of gold, like the Bloodstone Shards, the gift of Cantha that you require to do map completion for, the Pokemon Access that essentially just crafting, as well as the gift of research that is also just crafting and a little bit of gold. For Generation 1 is even more like that. Obsidian Shards, easily to get. The gift of Exploration, you have to do the entirety of Corteria, but at least you get 2 of them in one go, so you can make 2 legendaries for it. And the entirety of the gift of whatever weapon you're going for and the actual precursor, you get it for free from the starter kit. Gen 1 legendaries cut a lot of the price just automatically. Even though Gen 3s are probably better for gold, you have to invest a bit more gold into Gen 3s. But Darren, you still have to get a lot of gold left. Look at this Icy Runestones, 100 gold total. For Generation 3 legendaries, you have to pay for the chunk of Ancient Ambergris, which is 200 gold. Same thing for the Antique Summoning Stones, it's a lot of gold. But what if you run out of gold and you can't really get the last little tip to finish your legendary and make money? Well, in that case, you will want to go to your Guild Wars 2 account, create a new API with essentially everything permitted, copy it, go to Guild Wars 2 Efficiency, API keys, add your API key, go to account, go to material storage, and you will see everything you have in material storage that can be transformed into gold. This will give you a huge advantage, as you can transform materials that you don't need for your legendary to purchase materials that you do need for your legendary. You want to do this the least because, well, some of these items might be needed for other things, but most of the time it'll be fine. You can see the total sell price of everything you have, where this money comes from, and use this to make your beautiful legendary and get that profit. And now you can finally make your legendary and make that beautiful 600 gold profit. You collected every piece, merged it together, and finalize your legendary weapon. You are proud, you are happy, you have succeeded. What now? And this is where the big mistake is done by most players. They don't sell the first legendary they make. And I get it. You want to have something to show off. I mean, you just made a legendary. You wanna get it. You wanna look at it. You wanna get the quality of life it brings. And I completely agree. You deserve that. You just did the work. But if you do this, you'll go back to 0 gold. And when you're at 0 gold, guys, things become hard again. It's super easy for me to just go in, get all of the materials that I need to make a legendary and duplicate that gold by making a legendary. Transform this 1300 gold that it cost to 2000. It's easy to do. It just takes me 4 hours of running around, map completing End of Dragons to just do it super fast and get paid. This is why I never run out of money, because I never go to 0 gold. The big trick I do, guys, is I make a legendary, I sell one, and then I make another one and bind that one. This way I never run out of money and I can still start going under my collection and get everything ready to make any build I want whenever I want. I actually remember back in June, I think, when the Festival for Winds was up, I ended up gambling all of my gold, literally draining my material storage, having nothing left, going to 20 silver, and had to recover from that in 2 weeks because I needed 8k gold. No, it was 4k gold actually, for the fashion contest with Fandral, and I just had to do it. I grinded, just honestly did a few dailies every day, and was able to get that money back. If everything went wrong, I probably would have asked a friend for a loan just for this situation, but I was capable of making that money. I'm not telling you that you should do this, but it was definitely way harder to do it when I had 0 gold than in other situations where I had a lot of it. Which legendaries you actually want to go for will be your decision. If you like End of Dragons or, well, have that expansion, I heavily recommend you to go for that. But you can definitely go for the Janther Wilds weapon, Clovegear Gear, as this also sells for a lot of gold. If you like Wing 8 and Convergences in Janther, it's a great choice. The Etheric Anchor, if you really enjoy Janther Wilds, is not horrible either, although probably the worst of them 3. It requires so much initial gold in terms of Mystic Coins and Amalgamated Draconic Lodestones, but it's definitely something you can do. And if you enjoy core map completion, you can go for a starter kit instead and just spend tens of hours, I guess dozens of a better way of saying that, dozens of hours to make a Generation 1 legendary and sell it instead. It all depends on what you like, although I will say that Generation 1 legendaries might be one of the less profitable ones, bordering on better just sell the materials on their own. I think I will make a special video going really in depth on which weapon legendaries are the most profitable to make and sell. But hopefully this got you a better idea on how I make gold, how most people that have gold that are not barons make gold, and, well, inspire you to do it yourself. Now, this isn't or wasn't, depending on where I put the segment in the video, a legendary guide, how to make each of these legendaries, where to get every material. But I do want to make this video because I want to show you that it's not that hard to make a legendary. It's not that hard to get the amount of gold that you need to get a legendary, and these are the best ways to skip that grind. But there you go. That's it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. See you around. Love you all. Merry Christmas.